Sound. Sound. Okay, I guess that fixed it. Hello? Okay, I guess that fixed it.
I recently.
Why is it so far behind? Hold up. That fixed it.
Recently.
Why is it so far behind? Yeah, that shit is far as shit. Hello, hello, hello. 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 I bet. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Hopefully this stays like that. You know what? This is how we figure it out. I might just end the stream and then. Actually, no, I don't have to end the stream. When I go to my gaming, it should stay the same. All right. But yeah, let's get right into it, guys. My fucking let me make sure when I switch screen when I switch. Okay, hello, 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 hello. I might just end the stream. Actually, no, I don't have to end the stream. Hello, 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 hello. Gaming, it should stay the same. But yeah, let's get right into it, guys. My fucking let me make sure when I switch. Hello, 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 hello. My fucking let me make sure when I switch. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, yeah, so it's back to normal. Damn, that shit was annoying. That shit was fucking up my damn. Let me make sure. Well, the face screen always worked. Yeah, that shit was annoying as fuck. Woof, shit. We finna skip intro and everything because we gotta get right into this shit because we don't have any time today because I'm not supposed to be live today. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Yesterday's live was I was muted, so I didn't be able to give any of my input. So hopefully I can fucking talk. I was able to tell my story though about and I'm hoping I can go back in my stream to get that. But yeah, I was able to tell my story about why living around black people is fucking annoying. And I'm gonna post that story. So I gotta get it from my kick though. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to get that at least. But that's the only thing I think I was able to that y'all was able to hear yesterday was me telling my story about why Anya can't hang around. Why Anya one of the situations Anya had with a nigga in a regular setting. So but yeah, let's get right into this, guys.
Okay, back with Nick Fuentes. Let's just turn to anti-Semitism. In your interview with Stephen Crowder last week, you answered emphatically that you don't hate all Jews. Is that correct? That's your position?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to play you this clip.
Well, I don't hate any Jews. Let me just amend that. I don't hate any Jews.
Okay. Okay. Let's play this clip.
The reason I've had it is because My opposition to world Jewry and Israel is rooted in absolute, uncontestable fact. We have the truth on our side. That's why we're winning, because we are telling the truth about the historical antagonism between Jews and Europeans, between.
And that's the thing. Like, people think, like, and I don't even know why I say people. Idiots just think niggas are pulling shit out their ass. No, if you actually picked up a book, aka did any research, you would understand what Nick is talking about. You would see everything that Nick is talking about when he's talking about world Jewry. You would understand that, but nobody wants to do the research because they are too happy in their complacency of ignorance.
Jews and Christians.
Perfect.
The theological, historical, racial, cultural, and political antagonisms between organized Jewry and the Christians, organized Jewry and Europeans. And the reason that we are winning that argument is because it's real, it's true. I can prove it. I can show you. I can name the names. I can show you the paper trail, the money. That is why we're winning. That is why all of this is raising the consciousness.
When you say you have this opposition to world Jewry, I mean, it's one thing to criticize, for example, the Israeli government over what it's been doing in Gaza. I've done that myself. When you talk about world Jewry, I presume you're talking about the 15 million Jews in the world, and you are opposed to them. How does that square with your position?
Of course, he would say, I think you're talking about all Jews in the world, not just the actions that Jews take in the world that look bad. I think you're talking about all Jews in the world. Oh, man, Piers, you're a jackass.
That you don't hate any Jews.
Well, do you take issue with my use of the term world Jewry?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Or do you take issue with it? Do you have a problem with that?
Clarify what you mean by it.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. The gaslighting's crazy because I use that expression on my show all the time. I say organized Jewry, world Jewry. And do you know that for like 30 years, the World Jewish Congress has an annual keynote called the State of World Jewry? Barry Weiss has given it. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. She gives the State of World Jewry
what do you
address.
mean? But Nick,
Look, caught his ass looking fucking stupid because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and he's just trying to make this nigga, oh, he's a racist, look how bad he is, he's a bad guy. That doesn't work, Piers. This isn't 2001. We have the internet. We see Nick all the time. It's not like we only see him on your show and the only time we can see him is through some fucking dark web. No, it's 2025 now, bro. We see everything in 4K now, Piers. This shit doesn't work.
What do you mean by it?
Plan?
I mean, you have to talk about, there's a concept of Jewish peoplehood. It's the sense that they are part of a common nationality, a common tribe, a common people. And so where they reside in Israel, the United States, or Europe, or elsewhere, they see each other above or maybe on a different level alongside their nationality, their state, wherever they reside. If they're in Germany, France, the United States, they see themselves as part of a transnational nation, of an international nation. The Jews in America, the Jews in Israel, they identify as Israeli or American, but they also have something in common. They identify as part of a common nation, which I would say there's a world Jewish population. It's world Jewry. And world Jewry has representatives. There is such a thing as the World Jewish Congress, where they actually elect, it's democratic, all the local Jewish organizations elect representatives to represent proportionally the Jewish population in their area at the World Jewish Congress. And it's sort of like Davos. It's like the World Economic Forum, but it's exclusively for members of the Jewish nation that exists across the world. And so that's a real thing. And I didn't make that up, and that didn't come from 4chan. It's like I said in that clip, I read what they write. I read their books. I watch these speeches. I watch a speech from Barry Weiss. I pay very close attention. So that's what I mean by that. There is such a thing as it's a nation that exists across borders on a global scale. they're organized, and they have a national self-interest as that nation, as that tribe.
So if you don't hate any Jews, what do you like about them?
I like a lot of things about them. I think they're funny. I think they're smart. I think that they're pretty remarkable people. And as Christians, especially as Catholics, we say they're remarkable. And this has been adjudicated in Catholic doctrine for thousands of years. We say that they're a witness people. And so we actually, there's provisions inside of Catholic doctrine that says we need to give them special protections because they were a witness to Christ's passion. So, this is why you can't clip the show. You have to watch the whole thing. I say this repeatedly in interviews. I do think they're remarkable. By definition, they're exceptional people. It's just that there is a sort of natural opposition between them and Christians because of the theology. We believe that Christ is a Messiah. They don't. They have been a minority in Christian lands for thousands of years, and they have been pushed around and expelled, and they've been persecuted and segregated. And that's why there's a lot of paranoia. There's a lot of distrust. There's maybe some sense of chauvinism among Jewish people. So there is, like I said in that clip, there is an historical antagonism between these two peoples, between Christendom and Jewry, and that has always been the case in Europe. But I don't hate them, and I think I actually sort of understand them in a weird way. I think that because I've studied a lot of their politics, I think I really kind of know them in a way.
If you're a Christian, this is just coming from a Christian point of view right here, perspective. If you're a Christian, there's no way you can hate somebody. There's no way you can tell me you're Christian and you hate somebody with how much God gives us mercy and forgiveness. You cannot hate people if you are Christian, okay? Sure, we can make jokes and all that shit about black people and, Jews, Hispanics, whites. We can make jokes about all them niggas. But I don't actually hate people, okay? I don't want, people don't understand, like I just said, if you're a Christian, right, and you follow the Bible, you can't hate people, okay? Or at least believe in God. Hating is not Christian-like.
It doesn't come from a place of hatred.
Do you have any Jewish friends?
I do. I have many, yes.
But that's weird because you said this.
Jews and Christians have never been friends, ever. Not since Jesus Christ fought with the Pharisees. Have we ever been friends? Not since Saul was leading the charge persecuting the Christians. Not since the Roman Empire, not since the Middle Ages. Never. We've never been friends. We've never been allies. We've always been set against each other, actually. And even here in the United States, it was communist Jews who were the architects of both communism and the civil rights laws that are dispossessing white Christians of their land and civilization.
The Jews and Christians have never been friends ever, except for you and your Jewish friends.
Yeah, so easy. As peoples, as nations.
Got it.
Not saying every individual Christian, and of course there have been Christians and there have been Christian converts to Judaism, Jewish converts to Christian. You're nodding your head, but you're asking this. I'm saying as peoples, they've never been aligned.
Right, like you're asking this dumbass question.
And I have many Jewish friends. I'm just trying to compute what you're trying to say, which is Jews and Christians have never been friends ever. And I'm like, well, you have Jewish friends. I have Jewish friends. We're both Catholics. Therefore,
I hate Piers, bro. Like, it's just so low. This is like lowbrow IQ shit. Like, this is the shit I would expect a bitch to invite me on a show to talk about. Like, shit like this. Some female shit like this. Piers, come on. You're supposed to be a grown-ass man, and we're asking dumbass questions like this. Come on, bro. Like, this is like... nigga, I can see this shit is bullshit. Like, come on, bro. And I'm a smart... Like, not even the glaze. Like, come on, bro. Like, this shit is... bullshit, Piers. We need better interviewers, because if we're trying to, like, what are we trying to do? See if he's racist? He said he was. Next. Like, what are we trying to do now? Are we trying to see he doesn't like Jews? He's next. Like, he said that already. Next. Like, come on. Like, what are we trying to get at? Are we just... I don't get it.
Well, we're Christians. Sort of doesn't really quite add up.
Well, like I said, as peoples, there has been an historical antagonism as peoples. And you could even say the same about blacks in the United States. Of course, there were black and white people that were friendly with each other, but in many ways, they were set against each other as groups. And I think that's easy enough to understand.
The reason that many people think you're anti-Semitic is that you have regularly downplayed the Holocaust, and in particular the number of Jewish people who were murdered by the Nazis. It's been said that you believe no more than several 100,000 have been killed. And I want to play you this clip.
People talk about, well, you know, what about the gas chambers? Well, to the extent that that's real, I find that hard to believe, but to the extent that's real, there have been atrocities committed and genocides committed in all times and all places. Let's acknowledge why Hitler casts the long shadow, because that confers a political benefit upon Jews. That's why.
It doesn't really sound correct to me. Wait a second. It takes 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and you have 15 ovens, probably in 4 different kitchens, right? Doing 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years. How long would it take you to make 6 million? I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there.
You think that's funny?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's amusing what you're doing because, you know, that one was a joke. But do you want to talk seriously about the Holocaust?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, I do, because I just find...
You think that's funny? Yeah. Can I laugh, nigga? Can I laugh? Niggas joke about slavery all the time. Why can't we laugh about why we can't talk about that? Why we can't laugh about that? Why we can't joke about that? Niggas joke about Genghis Khan all the time. That nigga was a monster. Why we can't joke about that? Why we can't joke about what happened in Germany in World War II? Why we about the Hollow? Why we can't talk about that shit? Doesn't make no sense.
Extraordinary that you would think the Holocaust could ever be something that we could joke about.
Why, too soon? Is it too soon to make jokes?
How many people do you think died in the Holocaust? How many Jewish people?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 7 million. What's the number?
Nigga says
6 million, something like that.
So you
8 million?
You concede that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust?
He said 8
Possibly
million.
more. Possibly, we're discovering all the time. So it could maybe even be more than that.
So why have you doubted the numbers in the past?
I'll tell you why. I really think that every death is a tragedy, however many Jewish people died in the Holocaust. And I'm not a World War II historian, so I'm actually open to believing the official narrative, and I've read some of the conspiracy theories. And to tell you the truth, it's a rigorous debate. But you know what's interesting about this is in many countries, it's not even legal to talk about it. And that's really where my interest in the Holocaust begins and sort of ends, to tell you the truth, is that if you wanted to question the number, you would be put in jail in about, 17 or 18 European countries. And I think that's really the more interesting conversation, which is that this is almost like a religious dogma in the West. No other genocide, no other atrocity is treated like this. Could you imagine if in the United States they said the number of Palestinians killed in Gaza is 100,000, and if you don't say that, you're going to jail, you're banned on X, you can't have a job? That's the part that's totally insane. And a lot of people, they can't even make up their minds. I think it's actually done a disservice. If your goal, and I'm not saying you as Piers Morgan, but if your goal, if you're an advocate for awareness about this, if your goal is to convince everybody that this is the way the Holocaust happened, I think the last thing you'd want to do is say that everyone that disagrees is in jail and is banned and you're not allowed to say it. So there's really been no open debate about the subject since the scholarship started to be produced about 60 years ago.
But there is no debate to be had about the number of people who were murdered. Even the Nazis,
My nigga said, I trust everything these niggas tell me. Ain't no debating on what was going on. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to look into what these niggas tell me. If these niggas tell me 10 million Jews died, I'ma believe them.
Trials after the war confirmed the numbers. The amount of documentation that was recovered, notwithstanding the attempts by the Nazis to destroy it, the amount of documentation that was saved and preserved and used for trials and for historical record is unprecedented in the history of mass slaughter of human beings. So we have a very clear idea of how many people were gassed to death in the gas chambers. We have a very clear idea of how many were starved to death, were kept in ghettos, died of disease, of forced labor, of death marches.
I hate when niggas say they kept the Jews in ghettos. Guess what Jews do? Practice usury. How do you practice usury if you're not around people? Guess where you have to be around people? Guess what a ghetto is? A part of the city. So you have to be in the city to be around people. Guess where they was at? Like, duh, they was there. That's the only way they could fucking get niggas. If they was in the, you didn't hear about no farmland Jews, no farmer Jews running some shit. You don't hear about them niggas. You hear them niggas in the city, underground, in the tunnels. Like, come on, bro. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. We was in the ghettos, duh. That's where you got your money. That's where you was. That's where you was lending with 50% interest. Stupid.
We know how many Jews were slaughtered. It's at least 6 million. What's interesting to me is that you appear to now concede that, which may be news to a lot of your regular viewers who have constantly heard you quibble with the number of Jews who died in the
We know he's trolling, Piers. He's trolling you because you're a jackass and you don't know how to actually interview people, and all you're doing is throwing clips at a nigga like this is like what nigga like are you serious?
Holocaust. And for the record, just to confirm what I think you told me, you do now accept.
Piers, we could grab clips of you. We could put a clip of you together saying the N word, and you've never said that in your life. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, nigga, it's a clip.
That at least 6 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust.
Well, no, I said it could be. It could even be higher than
well,
that.
it could be higher. That is true.
I think it's at least.
But you
I think you're
accept
right.
at least.
It is at least. Oh, it's at least 6 million. But
Okay.
it could be 100
well,
times
people
more
are going
than
to be
that.
okay. The people are going to be.
Let me respond to your. Let me respond to the rest of your question.
Sure.
What you're saying, I understand where you're coming from when you say it has been documented and there are confessions and so on. Let that speak for itself. But you don't see, your show is called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yep.
But the United Kingdom is censored and Europe is censored. And if you talk about these things, you will be put in jail in many countries. And I think that's where a lot of people start to say, well, if the truth is so clear and if there's
right, if it's so obvious and it's so clear, imagine, look, you think Wilt Chamberlain goes around telling niggas, bro, I swear to God, going on interviews, I swear to God I made 100. No, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go tell and pander to niggas that he made 100. He did it. If you don't niggas don't believe him, don't believe him. Who gives a fuck? He did it. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga does something, he's not gonna go out his way to prove it to you that he did it. Who gives a fuck? He's already done it. Why would he have to go? Like, who the fuck are you, Jesus? That's why it's so funny. Like, the fact that even with the clear evidence, and you say, nah, I don't believe that. You go to jail, you get arrested, you get locked up, you get canceled, you get deplatformed. That's insane. That's why I'm glad Nick said that. It's not about the number, it's about why we can't talk about that number.
such overwhelming evidence, why do you need to throw people in jail for disagreeing? And you yourself said, well, there is no debate.
Right.
I think everything is debatable. I think
Right, nigga said, there's no debate about this. This is the law. If they would have told me 18 million Jews died, I would have believed it. Ain't no debate thing. Whatever Israel say, go.
everything at least should be debated. And if the evidence is very one-sided, let the evidence speak. Don't throw people in jail. So do you think that Holocaust denial laws should be overturned?
I don't particularly agree with Holocaust denial laws. I don't think people should be in prison.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
because I have a blanket view now, which has evolved slightly actually over the years, that I have a blanket view that speech should not be criminalized, right? People should be allowed to say what they want to say, and they should be then made accountable for what they say. If you have an employer, they can make a view about whether you are the right kind of person they want for their employment, as they would make a decision about anything else you do in life. So I actually believe that speech should never be criminalized, is my personal view. I understand why in places like Germany, they have strong laws about it because they want to move on from what they believe was the most shameful moment in their history. I understand that.
That was the most shameful moment in their history. What the fuck is Piers? You're British. What are you talking about? You niggas. Like, what are you talking about, Piers?
Do I want that in my country? No. Am I?
That's why I can't stand niggas. Like, once you learn how horrible these, especially the British niggas were, why do you think Japan was so bad? Because of the Brits. Brits told them, hey, this island's just like ours, conquer everything. And that's why Japan was fighting China for so damn long, because of the Brits. Like, it's just so annoying how, like, nigga, y'all aren't good either. Nobody is good. So stop trying to make it seem like Germany is just this big bad person or big bad country. Like, nigga, no. None of you niggas are good. I'm sorry. Even the African niggas. Look up Shaka Zulu. None of you niggas are good. Okay? And that's a real nigga.
Appalled by what has been going on with free speech in United Kingdom in the last 2 or 3 years? Absolutely. It is ridiculous that people have been frog marched to prison cells for stuff they put on social media, right? So yeah, I do. I think what is more interesting to me about our exchange is I was not expecting you to go the opposite way. I was not expecting you to be so emphatic that at least 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. And there'll be people watching this who I think will be very surprised by that, because you have built a reputation for being, if not a Holocaust denier, then somebody constantly questioning in a downward way the number of Jews who were murdered. That doesn't appear to be what your position is now.
No, and here's what I would like to see for my entire career. When I started my show, it started with a good faith inquiry where I was questioning a lot of these narratives. And I said, what is the answer on the other side? But what I found is that the answer was criminalized. So when you would talk about anything regarding Jews, Israel, the Holocaust, you could be in favor of the official narrative on those things. If you went against, you were banned, censored, and in some countries jailed. And so I actually haven't made up my mind on that, because that's not really a matter of interest to me. And there's a lot of analysis and scholarship on both sides of the issue. And I've read both sides of the issue. And honestly, unfortunately, it's hard to judge because there has never been, there's never been a debate on it. And there's never been a debate because of the stigma, because of the censorship. And I think that leads a lot of people to say, well, what do they have to hide? Because you can say on your show, well, I'm personally against Holocaust denial laws, yet they still persist and the social consequences still persist. And I think that that is the anomaly. And people have to wonder, okay, why is it that way? And what I said in that clip is the reason the Holocaust casts a long shadow is because it confers a political benefit upon organized Jewry. That is what they always fall back on. They cannot be criticized. They cannot be named. They cannot be talked about, lest there be another Holocaust. And no other tragedy is treated that way. And no other ethnic group has a get out of jail free.
They're trying to get us. Like, I'm telling you, it's like they're like black people. It's like you can't say shit to them. Oh my God, what are you trying to make us slaves again? This is not slavery. Like it's like I'm saying, it's almost like talking to a black person. Like, niggas are in this victimhood mindset forever. But what the Jews do better is they stay connected. See, niggas will kill each other. They don't give a fuck about each other. Black people, we try to stay connected, but niggas don't give a fuck about each other. So it's like, at least the Jews, they keep their shit tight knit. They still help each other out. Whereas like niggas, it's crabs in the barrel, my nigga.
Card. Just play that. Anti-Semitism and Holocaust. You can do whatever you want and defend all your actions. That's the part that people are getting upset with. That's the problem.
I don't know any right-minded person who believes that Jewish people weaponized the Holocaust for their own personal get out of jail free or whatever you called it.
You don't know anyone that does that? That believes that?
I'm sure there are some people that do that, but it's such a ridiculous generalization. You know, the truth is that most Jewish people have lost relatives.
Went from I don't know anybody to that's such a ridiculous generalization. What is it, Piers? You don't know anybody, or is it a ridiculous generalization, nigga? We have you on the rope. That's what I'm saying. Like, Piers be on the ropes with these niggas. Like, you need to stop, Piers. You just need to stop interviewing people. Like,
in the Holocaust. In fact, I want to play you two clips. One is where you talk about Adolf Hitler.
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool. So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, boys? Am I right? Let's go. He was also really fucking cool.
Do you regret saying that?
Saying a fact? No, that's absolutely true.
You think Hitler was very fucking cool?
Yes.
Have you not seen how he came to power and took everything on his own and started his own shit? Have you not paid attention to how he got everything? Would you not be fascinated on how he accrued and acclaimed his power so quickly, and how fascinated he was as a speaker? Or are you just a cockhead and you hear that's like this is like guys. That's like me saying Genghis Khan or what's the other nigga name? Attila the Hun are interesting niggas. Why can't I say that? Those two were interesting people. They actually shaped the south. Well, not is it northeast? They shaped East Asia basically. They shaped all. Well, not let me say East Asia. All of Asia really. North Asia. They're interesting people. That's basically the same thing. Yeah, I feel like Genghis Khan might have killed more niggas, but or done more shit. But like, bro, just because he says a nigga who's done something bad, that's like me saying George Bush. I admire George Bush. That nigga was bombing the shit out of Iraqis. The fuck, for free, no weapons of mass destruction, nothing. So this tactic that Pierce is doing is the pointing, trying to shame. You're racist. That doesn't work, bro. Doesn't work no more, Pierce.
I do.
We aren't children.
And I'm tired of pretending he's not.
Well,
to be honest,
this is the problem, you see. It's a bit like when you just say, I'm a racist. You're a racist who thinks Hitler's cool, but you're not anti-Semitic. If you're a Jewish person watching this, what are they thinking? I'll tell you what they're thinking, because I've got a friend of mine called Danny Finkelstein, who, when he heard I was interviewing you, he's a Times journalist in the UK, very eminent journalist here, and author, who wrote a book about his own family's experiences at the hands of Hitler and Stalin, because he also told Tucker Carlson that you admire Stalin. But let's just take what Danny said here.
Hi Piers, it's Danny Finkelstein here. As you're interviewing Nick Fuentes, you might try suggesting to him that he reads my book, Hitler, Stalin, Mum and Dad. It's called Two Roads Home in the United States. Since he says he's on Team Hitler, you might like to ask him about the fact that Hitler arrested my mum, tried to starve my mum to death, did starve my grandmother to death, sent my great aunt to the gas chamber, my great uncle, my cousin. My grandmother on my father's side ended up being one out of 7 children, the only one that survived the war. So you might ask him whether he wouldn't rather be on Team Mum rather than Team Hitler. And as for celebrating Stalin's birthday, well, Stalin took my father, sent him to a state collective farm, sent my grandmother and to a state collective farm, sent my grandfather to the Gulag. You might try.
How many other niggas got sent to the gulags, brother? Like, this sounds like a black nigga. Oh my God, my great grandma was beat. They had her ass. Like, you sound like a nigga. It's so funny. It sounds like I'm listening to a nigga right now, just crying. We get it. Your life is fucked up, bro. Everybody's shit is fucked up. To assume that your shit is more fucked up, that's not a word, than everybody else's is ridiculous, Mr. Finkelstein, whatever the fuck this nigga name is.
Try asking him why he doesn't celebrate Dad's birthday rather than Stalin's. It may all be a big joke to him, but he complains that he was 18 when someone tried to cancel him. Well, Stalin and Hitler arrested my mum and my dad when they were 10 years old. So perhaps he might like to reconsider his joke.
The Havara Agreement was an agreement between Nazi Germany and Zionist organizations signed on 20th August 1933 before the war. The agreement was finalized after 3 months of talks by the Zionist Freedom Federation of Germany, the Anglo-Palestine Bank, and the economic authorities of Nazi Germany. It was a major factor in making possible the migration of approximately 60,000 German Jews to Palestine between 1933 and 1939. The agreement enabled Jews fleeing persecution under the new Nazi regime to transfer some portion of their assets to British Mandatory Palestine. Immigrants sold their assets in Germany to pay for essential goods to be shipped to Mandatory Palestine. The agreement was controversial and was criticized by revisionist Zionist leader Ziev Jabotsky, and by some non-Zionist Jews, as well as by members of both the Nazi Party and the Germanic public. Like, this was that easy. This was that easy, bro. Like, that was easy to look up. That took 5 seconds. Now, what is this nigga talking about? How did your mom get picked up when we literally have agreement right here? Making possible migration of a... So why did your parents stay and get stuck? Were they traitors? Were they trying to betray Germany? Were they trying to stay and disobey the rules? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they just be so quick to lie when, nigga, I have a supercomputer, bro. This isn't 2001. Niggas is typing on fucking dial-up and shit. All right? It doesn't work no more.
See, that's the reality of your jokes, although I haven't ascertained yet whether you are joking when you say that Hitler was very fucking cool. Are you joking, or do you actually think he was very fucking cool? The most genocidal monster of the last 150 years?
Yeah, the thing is, my generation, we're just done with the pearl clutching. You know,
yeah, you might be, but then your generation hasn't gone through what Danny Finkelstein's family went through. So
yeah.
maybe the pearl clutching has a way to go for families whose family members
oh my gosh,
were murdered.
Yeah, we got all that. We, you know, me mom, like we're, you know, I don't even know who this person is. Why is this person talking to me? This old British guy is saying me mom got killed by Hitler.
Because he doesn't find it funny when you say Hitler's very fucking cool.
I don't care.
He finds
I don't care.
I know you don't care. That's fine. You don't have to care. But he does care.
Does that guy care about America? Does that guy care about me and my country and my
right? Did bro care about his grand? I think his granddad or his dad fought in World War I or II or Vietnam War. One of them.
Family? No.
He cares what you, a prominent conservative in America, has to say about Adolf Hitler. Now, what do you mean?
Exactly. You don't give a fuck about me. You just mad about what I'm saying. You don't give a fuck about Americans. Oh my God, these Americans are making fun of us again. You don't give a fuck about us. So why the fuck are we gonna bend over and kiss ass for you niggas? I don't get it. I don't know why you niggas love doing that in America. We go to every other country. Nobody gives a fuck about us. I promise they don't care. They come over here to get money and ship it to their families and say, fuck America. That's it. They don't give a fuck about us. So the fact that you niggas love seeing different niggas and having niggas come and immigrate and feel bad when niggas say, "Oh, America's racist." Who gives a fuck? When you go over there, they say exactly what they want to say to you, whatever the fuck you are. So it's like you niggas need to wake up.
By Hitler is very fucking cool because I think he's very fucking a monster.
Very fucking a monster.
That's a clip.
Monster.
I think he's very fucking a monster. Do you hear yourself?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
Can we all grow up? Can we all grow
He
up?
murdered
That
12
is just
million
childish.
people. He murdered 12 million
Okay.
people.
He's
What
very
is very
fucking a
cool
monster.
about that? Tell me.
He murdered 12 million?
The edits, it's just cool. The uniforms, the parades, it's cool as a guy. You look at World War II and it's fascinating and it's interesting and it's compelling and it's cool. And, you know, we're just tired of saying these kinds of things. We want to talk like real people and give our honest opinions. And then we literally get an old Jewish guy from England who's going to say, "Oh, that's not very funny, mate. Me mom." And it's like, shut up. Like,
Right.
you know, no one is in favor of
Shut
genocide.
up,
So let's just
nigga.
get that
Shut up. Sure, Friday, nigga. Shut up.
out of the way. We're not in favor of a Holocaust or genocide.
Do you think if half
It's
your family
80 years ago.
Do you think if half your family had been wiped out by very fucking cool Hitler, you'd still think he was very fucking cool? Or would you think that actually he was a despicable monster who murdered 12 million people, who targeted people because they were disabled or Jewish or Romani Gypsy or whatever it may be, and that he systematically destroyed people, incinerated them in gas chambers? Do you think that you would find
Nigga
it
said
very
incinerated
fucking cool
them in
if you-
gas chambers. What is it? Are we incinerating them or are we gassing them? You're not getting incinerated in a gas chamber, Piers. Come on now, stop being a jackass.
Your family had been through that?
Stupid.
Or do you think you would find it very fucking disgusting and perhaps moderate the number of times you laugh about it or want to joke about it or want to abuse someone like Danny Finkelstein, who's written incredibly powerful books about what happened to his extended family at the hands of the Nazis and your other hero, Stalin. See, my point to you, Nick Fuentes, is that in parts of this interview, you try to come across as moderate, but every now and again, the mask slips. And it slipped again here with what you say about Hitler. There's nothing very fucking cool about Hitler. We know that from history now.
There's nothing very fucking cool about Hitler. We know that. We know that from history.
He did. You've already conceded that he murdered at least 6 million Jews. So when you say he's very fucking cool, Jewish people watch this and go, this guy's disgusting. Why would he say this?
Piers, the Bolsheviks murdered 20 million Christians. I do not see you dick-riding Christians. I do not see you. You better not talk bad about Christians. They went through the... I don't see you niggas doing it at all. Come here. Sit down. Bed. Fucking out. All right. Yeah, I don't see you niggas crying about the Christians, the 20 million Christians that were killed right before World War. Was it during World War? It might have been right before World War One or right after World War One. Actually, nigga, we can look it up. We got the supercomputer. Watch this. Bolshevik revolution. Look at that right there. Boom. Let's see. 1917. Yes, sir. Right. That's easy. The Russian Revolution. Easy. 1917. That was what, after World War One? When was World War One? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Make sure. I like getting my facts. I like getting all my facts straight. World War One is 1914, 1918. So during World War One, basically, kinda at the end of World War One, basically. Like easy. It takes 2 seconds. 20 million. I don't hear nobody talk about this shit though. 20 million Christians died from that revolution. 20 million Christians. I don't hear nobody talk about them niggas.
Say this about someone who perpetrated such an evil. And what's the real answer? Why do you? Is it just for clicks? Is it for money? Is it just for fun? For shits and giggles? What is it? What motivates you to say something like Hitler was very fucking cool?
It's for this. It's for all of this. And the lack of self-awareness is amazing. You're a boomer. You're a 60-year-old boomer. And we've spent maybe 3 minutes on you saying, he's a really fucking monster. He incinerated people. And I'm sitting here saying it's not that serious. It's not that deep. And
not that
what
serious.
I'm getting at.
Not that serious.
Do you want to say more about he's a monster?
You're not a kid yourself anymore. You're not a teenager.
I know.
Right? You're nearly 30, to be clear.
Yeah,
okay? You're a fully formed adult who has a brain, right? And at some stage, that brain is taking you off these rabbit
warrens. Is this an
warrens.
interview or is this a lecture? Can I respond to what you're saying?
I want you to explain why you think it's fine to say how fucking cool Hitler is and to dismiss the very powerful 90 seconds from a British journalist who lost a lot of family members to the Nazis in such a callous, dismissive manner.
I don't think it's powerful. I think we've been hearing that our entire lives. Okay, the Schindler's List. Let's just be honest. The propaganda is over the top. We have been in America.
What about
and
the Schindler's
everywhere.
List?
Hey,
tell me about the Schindler's List. Well, tell me about the Schindler's List.
I'll tell you about it. We have been browbeaten as a people, as Americans, as Westerners, for our entire lives. And do you know what this has done? It has taken away any sense of pride, any sense of love for our own civilization. We have been made the villain in our own story. We have been made because, well, let's just be clear. It doesn't begin and end with Hitler is a monster. This has been the political narrative, which is why we have thrown open the borders. This is a political narrative, which is why we can't be a conservative society as a whole anymore, why we can't be proud of Europeans, why we can't be proud of being Christian, because they've told us if you're too white and too proud and too Christian, it's going to lead to a Holocaust. And so my generation, our entire lives,
honestly, Nick Fuentes,
and that's why people like me. That's why I'm popular.
That's why I don't like Piers. It's like he wants you to be quiet and listen, but he does not shut the fuck up. Like, Piers, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Damn. You invited this nigga on the show to not talk? What the fuck are we doing?
Popular
What a
because
crock
this is
of
bullshit.
shit. Honestly.
Yeah, it's a crock.
What
We
you
don't want to
just
hear
said-
any
what
more
you
about
just
me
said-
mom and me dad.
What
That's
you
the crock of
just
shit.
no, listen. What you just said is a crock of shit, and you
It's
know
true.
it.
It's
And
called the open society.
In your gut, you know it is. You weaponize
No,
this stuff.
you know.
You weaponize this stuff for money, but you know when you say something like what you
I'm
just
banned
said.
from banking.
You
I'm
know
banned
it-
from banking and credit cards. You know who you're talking to?
Yeah,
I do it for money.
and by the
How
way-
much money you
and by
make?
the
Your
way,
company's
that
worth
shouldn't-
$100 million. Your company's worth $100 million. I was banned from Bank of America.
And you
I'm
shouldn't have
banned from
been.
processing credit cards.
And you shouldn't have been.
But I am. So don't tell me I'm
Well,
doing it for money.
Well, ask me my opinion about that. I'll tell you shouldn't have been. Right? I don't agree with that. What happened?
Yeah, but you can't then persecute him for and say, "Oh, you do this for money." How?
Don't say I'm doing it for money because you
Stupid.
know that full
Look,
well,
look,
and you
look,
say
look,
it's
look,
a
look.
much
grift.
money-
Look at
how
bro
much
face.
money are you-
Bro was like this.
Grifter, I'd be like you, and I would go and say,
How much money are you making?
I'm making a lot of money now.
Yeah.
Now that I'm the #1 live streamer in America, because people agree with me more than they agree with you. We're tired of hearing about slavery and the Holocaust and Jim Crow. We're done hearing about that. You guys over
Yeah, I'm not
I
overplay
done
swear to
hearing
God,
about that.
I know you ain't. You love hearing about it. You profit off of it. You love talking about other people's struggles so they can come and cry on your show and talk about how hard life is. That's what you love, bro. You love it. Tyler Perry love it. Y'all niggas love using, especially Tyler Perry, especially with black people. Niggas love telling them Jim Crow, slavery, and trying to get them activated so they could do dumb shit and not listen and be fucking obnoxious and loud and disrespectful. Like, y'all niggas love doing that shit, and we tired of it. On God.
Okay, well, your generation's on the way out, and Generation Z is coming up, and we're finished with that. We're ready to take our country back.
I've got three
we're not
sons.
listening
I've
to
got
crying
three
minorities
sons.
anymore.
I've
Oh,
got
God.
3 sons, and they don't share your views about
Yeah, well,
slavery
Yeah,
and
they
about
have
the
fucking
Holocaust.
beta dad.
They can
They
have
have
decency.
They have a cooked out ass dad who actually acts like a bitch on live and asks goofy ass questions and tries to point fingers instead of actually have a conversation. Yeah, they have a cuck of a dad.
Compassion
Duh.
and humanity about some of the worst things that have happened in the last 150 years or more.
Sound like girls.
They can do
Right.
that, and they can also have concerned views about issues like immigration and other issues. The two things are not mutually incompatible. You can have different views about different things. It's your lack of humanity and compassion for people about things like the Holocaust, about slavery. It's that people
I have not heard Piers say anything about these 20 million Christians. Why the fuck he keep bringing up slavery and the Holocaust? What about these 20 million Christians? Can we talk about that?
find so contemptible. And I don't understand why you need to do that. Is it, again, I just ask you, is your motivation financial? Is your motivation for fun? What is the motivation to saying these outlandish things which you don't need to say, and which I suspect, I don't know, I suspect a lot of it is performative. So what is the motivation?
I'm an iconoclast. The Holocaust is not my religion, and it is treated like a religion. It is treated like a religion with dogma, with blasphemy laws, and that secular religion says, and you say that's a crock of shit. It's intentional. It's called The Open Society by Karl Popper. It's by these architects of the liberal order after World War II. They got together and they said, how can we make sure that Hitler never happens? How can we make sure that totalitarianism never happens again? And they came up with the consensus, which is that we need to take down nations, religions, fathers, the authoritarian personality. We need to be empathetic and altruistic. We need to be diverse and pluralistic. And that experiment isn't working. And I'll tell you the truth. Right now, and you can laugh at this, you can scoff at this, our people are being genocided in our country. 50% of the live births in the United Kingdom and in the United States are non-white. In 100 years, my ancestors, your kids who are so empathetic and compassionate, they're going to be a minority. They're going to be a minority in maybe a Muslim country, an Indian country, an Hispanic country. And these Jewish people that are 100 years old talking about my grandparents and the Holocaust, they don't care about that. Actually, they like to see it. At the SPLC, they're literally counting down the days until whites are a minority in America. So forgive me if I don't believe them when they talk about compassion. There's a genocide going on right now. It's not against the Jews.
How many Christians are there?
Gaza, it's against
How many
whites.
Christians are there in the world?
Nigga just skips over that. Fucking shit. Piers don't have nothing for that. He just skips over it. Okay.
1 point some billion,
Yeah,
2 billion.
How many Jews are there?
15 million.
Okay. So with a straight face, you're going to tell me the world is being overrun by the Jewry, by 15
That's
million
not what he
people.
said.
When there are
That's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said white people are not giving birth at the same rate as the minorities that are invading their country. That's what he said. But Piers is a jackass, so of course he's going to say some dumb shit.
There are over 1 billion Christians. There is a genocide of Christians like poor old Nick Fuentes going on at the hands of these 15 million Jews. Really?
See, this attitude is why you're losing. When you say,
Right.
Who am I
poor
losing
old
to?
white people,
Who
these
am I
poor
losing
old
to?
white people.
Who am I losing to?
You're seeing it, mass migration. Oh, you're losing to me. We are losing as a civilization of mass migration. And here's the difference. In Israel, they have my politics. In Israel, they want to maintain a Jewish majority. If they had it their way, it would only be Jewish people. They're fighting like hell so that Jewish people can have as much territory, a Jewish state. They can be proudly Jewish in their own land. Whereas in America, we are being besieged by 10 million illegal immigrants in 4 years. And then whites and Christians are going to be the minority. And that's true in Canada, Australia, all the countries in Europe. So
Even UK is being overrun by Indians right now. I don't know why the fuck Piers is acting retarded.
could say there's 2 billion people, but what's the proportionality? What is the percentage of people being born that are white? Where's the arrow pointing? Where are we going to be in 50 years? In 50 years, there might be an Israel. In 50 years, there isn't going to be a white Christendom.
You don't believe people should get married, right?
I think people should get married. I'm a Christian.
But you're basically anti-marriage, really. You've talked about this. You've talked about.
Are we done talking about white genocide?
Right, like this nigga Piers has nothing for this nigga. He's like, fuck, let me fucking talk about something else.
I'm coming to the same part because you seem very resistant to the idea of marriage. You've never got married. You've talked very scathingly about henpecked husbands. Just take a look.
That's true.
Guys get to a certain age and they're like, you know what? Women suck. Like they're talking too much. They're not hot anymore. Like you're fat, you're chubby, you're not as hot as you think you are. You fucking talk too much. You're a bitch.
So we'll obviously get to the brazen misogyny
That's
part
it?
of that
That's all? Shit, Piers, I thought he was about to go in.
a little later. But
you didn't even play the clip.
I'm just curious. On the one hand, there's this terrible genocide going on of white people. On the other hand, you want people effectively to stop going near women because they all turn out to be so ghastly. So they
Because he says women act like, a lot of women act like bitches, doesn't mean he says don't get married. It's like, it's so like, nigga.
shouldn't presumably
Nigga
procreate.
Piers sucks.
So how does that work? I mean, aren't you with your rhetoric actively encouraging men not to associate with these ghastly women, therefore not have any more children? Therefore, you are contributing, Nick Fuentes, to the diminishing white population. I'm confused.
I tell my followers to get married all the time. I tell them that it's best for everybody to get married. And I think that's the only way that you can have sex. I think that's the only licit way as a Catholic, as you know, to have sex is within marriage.
Why don't you get married?
Because
I'll get married later. It's been difficult for me because people are shooting at me at my house. I don't know that I don't want to have kids and a wife. You know, my wife would be screaming about that. Me, you know, I have to be able to take risks and be able to say these things. It's difficult to bring a family into a life that's like that. But for my followers, I tell them to get married. But what's happening with women?
You literally just told your followers, well, hang on, in that clip, you literally told followers, women, they get old, they get fat, they get ugly, they get very annoying. So where's the incentive to get married to women? There isn't one. You're actively telling them the opposite.
You're extrapolating a lot. We can complain.
Just quoting you back yourself again.
No, but you're extrapolating and saying, well, you say women are annoying, so therefore, what's the incentive? We have to do it in spite of the fact that they are annoying. We have to do it in spite of the fact that they talk too much. We can get them to lose weight. We can put them on peptides. We can get them to the promised land, but it's going to be
Do you think this view of women may be why none of them want to go near you?
Oh, you should see my DMs. Crazy. It is quite the opposite.
You're crazy. No glaze. Bitches be on when I post this nigga, bitches be under the comments all the time. So I don't know what this nigga is like. No glaze, no glaze, no glaze.
the Groybettes,
Okay.
and I'm actually batting them away. Granted, not all of them are attractive. Some of them are attractive.
Are you actually?
you'd be
Look, just to
very
clear
wrong
up, just to
about that.
clear up one of the many theories about you. I've no idea what the answer is, and you haven't got to answer. But are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
You're not gay.
No.
Pierce, you're the
But
gayest
I will
nigga in this
say
room right
that
now.
Women are very difficult.
If anybody is gay, Pierce, it's you. The way you talk right now, you're so like I'm on YouTube. You talk like you're gay, bro. Like that's how you talk. You talk like you're one of them boys.
To be around.
A sissy.
Okay.
So there's that.
And do you think they should have the right to vote?
I do not. No, absolutely not.
They should stay at home?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Where else
So
should they be?
basically, you're just a misogynist old dinosaur, aren't you?
Where do you want? That's what's like, Pierce. Where do you want her to be? Where do you want your precious queen to be? Why would you want her to be out in the world, potentially in the line to get hurt or attacked or anything? Why would you want that to happen? Or it could be at her job. She could be put in a position where her boss is trying to do something to her. Like, why would you want anything to happen to your precious diamond? I don't get niggas. They be like, at the house, that's all you want her to do? Where else do you want her to be? You want her to be out and about. When I come home, I want to see mine. I don't know about you niggas. I definitely want to see mine when I come home. So you want her to be out and about, out the crib? That don't make no sense.
For a young guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm the boomer. I know I'm the boomer here, but actually, you're a 27-year-old dinosaur, aren't you? Aren't you, Nick Fuentes? All women.
I am.
All women are annoying. All women grow
fossil.
old. They all get fat. Says the guy. Have you ever had sex?
No, absolutely not.
Wow. Says the guy who's never got laid.
Are you making fun of bro? Because well, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay. So this is where it would have made sense if Nick was talking about we need to protect women. Da 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 da. They're so special. They're this that, and he's never got laid. That makes sense. You know why? Because you're a simp. You're pandering to women. They don't like you. Nick called these bitches hoes and whores and dumb. They shouldn't vote. Why do you think he's choosing not to? Like, do you not understand that his conscience isn't dick, like he's not dick riding females. He's literally like pushing them away. That in his own voice, he's literally telling them, no, I don't want you. So it's like,
Wow.
That's the thing, though. You boomers, it's
Do you think
always
you're an
get
expert
laid,
in women,
free love.
given you've never got laid?
Yeah, we are going back to
bro, he's a Catholic. What do you like? That's what I'm saying. Like, are you making fun of him because he practices his religion? What the fuck?
the Stone Age. You're absolutely right. This, you're talking about empathy and your kids are empathetic and they would never laugh at a joke about the Holocaust and you're a misogynist. You're a simp yourself. You're totally henpecked. That's the problem. So we are going back to the way
Let me play another clip of yours.
That's
about
literally what I said earlier. Beta. Simp.
A lot of women want to be raped, and when I say raped, I mean like that sounds bad when I say it like that. But there's like a lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them. But also they have to pretend. But part of it is they have to pretend like.
And when he's saying this, he's talking about the women that he's talking about. The women that he's talking about. They want the guy that they like. They don't just want some random guy. They want the guy that they like to do this stuff. It's just facts. Have y'all niggas? Can we stop acting like 50 Shades of Grey wasn't a whole movie where bitches was flooding the movie theaters? Niggas was not having regular sex in that movie. Can we stop acting like that? You niggas are, oh, he said grape? Oh my God, he said that they want to be. Have you not seen 50 Shades of Grey? Bitches want to be tied up, choked out, and ass slapped. What do you mean? You don't think role playing as a stranger in the night isn't a thing? You niggas, y'all be so phony. Cause you be the same niggas doing it. Fucking goofy ass niggas.
They don't.
You think women want to be raped, do you?
That's what the studies show, Piers. That is what these statistics say.
But that's what you believe,
They
is
have
it?
fantasies. They have fantasies about it. I don't think that they want to actually get raped, but there's a study out there get ready for this. It says 62% of women have rape fantasies. And if you read anything that they're reading, if you watch
I'm trying to like.
what they're watching, what do you think 50 Shades of Grey is about? What do you think Twilight is about? I mean, that's just true.
Nigga.
You think women want to have...
My nigga, I just said that. I'm trying to tell you niggas. All that phony ass shit you niggas be on, I do not. I see through all of it. Every time a nigga you do what? I see through it. Cause when I tell a motherfucker this is what I do, that's exactly what he wanna do. He just don't know how to do it. So then he end up looking like a jackass, putting his hands on his girl, fighting, arguing. Cause guess what? He didn't do exactly what I did. He didn't vet a female the way he was supposed to. He did it after. I'm trying to tell you niggas. Anya is right.
Have the shit beaten out of them, as you said.
Yeah, and it's very disturbing, but it's true.
Do you think your views on women might change if you actually ever had a relationship with one or had sex and actually had a proper relationship? I mean, people say the reason you're so angry about women is you're basically an incel.
Well, I'm not angry.
Nobody's angry at bitches. They just suck. Like, imagine the Piers. People say you're angry at women. Nobody's angry at these hoes. They just fucking suck. They just suck.
Angry about it.
You sound very angry. You sound very, very angry
sound
about
angry?
women. They get
I'm passionate. It's an issue
You're
I'm
not passionate.
about.
You're sounding very bitter about women, as if women have done a terrible disservice to you. But when you don't have relationships, you don't have sex, when are they doing these terrible things to you that's made you so hateful towards women? I'm really curious.
Was that? I don't think that was a hateful clip. I think I was laughing. I said they want men to beat the shit out of them, and that's just true. I mean, when you look at the state of modern women, all they do is lay in their bed, doom scroll. They're chilling out. They're getting a little they're getting a little fat. It is what it is. I don't know what the average weight is, but they're getting a little heavy. And
average weight for black women is overweight. That's all I gotta say.
Any guy that is playing the field these days will tell you that. I mean, and I know a lot of the Chads. I am an incel. I'm friends with a lot of Chads like Bradley Martin, Clavicular. They agree with me. You know, there's sort of like this alliance between the guys that don't have sex and the guys that get the most sex. We know what women are about. It's the guys in the middle. Guys like you in the middle. It's the beta male orbiters that say, she's amazing. You're a misogynistic pig. Because I don't know what that is. I guess
well, come on, let me explain to you what I think it is. I think when a 27-year-old guy who's never got laid, never had a meaningful relationship with a woman, says that women shouldn't be allowed to vote, they should stay at home, that all they do is fantasize about being raped and being beaten up, that's what they want, that they're annoying, that they get fat, that they get ugly. That's a misogynist. Now, you may not understand it, because your knowledge of women is so incredibly tiny, but actually you are the embodiment of a misogynist.
So saying what women like is misogyny. Get it, got it, we got it.
Clearer.
We got it. Nigga, that's how we know you're a simp. Because unfortunately, that's what women, she wants you to choke her out, slap her on the ass. I don't know how many niggas have heard that. Any nigga come to me say, no, my girl doesn't tell me to do that. That's because she tell the other nigga that she's fucking to do that. Dumbass. Goofy. So you niggas, like, we're gonna stop it right here, but you just have to understand, women aren't going to really say what they like, because it doesn't sound flattering. It doesn't make her look good in the light. It doesn't make them look like good girls, because women have to sell their purity. So if she tells you, yeah, I like getting my ass slapped and getting choked out and spit in my mouth, I love that nasty shit. You hear that shit, you're not going to look at her the same as if she didn't tell you. So that's why women don't say shit. They don't say anything. But again, they've already did a study. Nick cited a study, but they also did a study to where they hooked up women's genitals to a responder, and they showed them pictures. And it showed that even the stuff that women, okay, so they would say, hey, are you attracted to this? And the women would say no, but their genitals would say otherwise. So they would still politically be correct and say, no, I'm not attracted to that, but their genitals would tell them and say, yes, they are attracted to that. So that shows you that women are always going to be politically correct on what they are attracted to or what arouses them, because they don't want to seem bad. But yeah, that was pretty much it, guys. I want to do a quick little stream because we did not get the rest of that, but we only got 30 minutes left, so we'll probably finish that on Wednesday. But yeah, I wanted to get that because last stream niggas did not hear me. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, boys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace!
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these mother like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok.